The 64th episode of the thrilling Turkish series Yargi, better known to the English-speaking audience as The Judgment, is the debut episode of the third season and starts dynamically, taking us 5 years forward from the grim events of the preceding 63rd episode. Aaron, with his daughter, an ambitious police worker, arrives at the scene of another gruesome incident. A body has been found in a box for musical equipment during a well-known singer's rehearsal. Meanwhile, Ilgaz is working on another complicated case. A girl has tragically fallen from a hotel window. A man named Riza, connected to this case, claims he is innocent and that the girl fell out of the window by herself. The clever Yekta, with his new, enigmatic assistant named Nil, represents this man. Jayleen picks up a leaf from school. At first glance, it seems that she is Jayleen's daughter, but unfortunately, we later learn that this is not the case. They drive in the car and sing songs cheerfully. Ilgaz decides to keep Riza under arrest, despite Yekta's persistent persuasions. From Yekta's conversation with Nil, it becomes clear that the girl is mysteriously involved in the 2 deaths from the beginning of the series. Jayleen leaves a leaf with Eileen, promising the little girl that she will pick her up in the evening. We also learn that Parla and Sinner's engagement ceremony is soon to take place. From Jayleen's behavior, it is evident that she is clearly not happy about this upcoming event and has no desire to participate in it. Parla sadly informs her mother that Sinner can't afford to buy an engagement necklace due to financial difficulties. Eileen is displeased with this circumstance, while the kind-hearted Ghoul supports Sinner. In the morgue, the medical examiner informs Ilgaz that, at this point, it's uncertain whether the girl fell out of the hotel window by herself or someone helped her in this. Jayleen arrives at the scene where the body was found in the box. It turns out, she now holds the position of a prosecutor. Aaron briefs her on the complicated case. Yekta, the singer's lawyer, also arrives there. He calls Nil and tells her to hurry to the crime scene. At this time, Nil meets with Ilgaz, and it becomes clear that there are close, warm relations between them. She proposes to go with her, and he agrees. In this episode, Ilgaz and Jayleen meet for the first time, and it is immediately clear that they are not together. Jayleen is particularly cold. She makes every effort to ignore Ilgaz and avoid engaging in dialogue with him. Nil is very upset about the body found in the box. Apparently, she is somehow connected to it. Yekta tries to calm his anxious assistant. Jayleen briefly interrogates the enigmatic singer and is quick to leave the scene of the tragic incident. Ilgaz decides to talk to her, as he is confident that the horrifying death of the boy in the box is connected to the mysterious demise of the girl at the hotel. The persistent Ilgaz wants to handle both these cases together and asks Jayleen to hand over the boy's death case to him, but Jayleen categorically refuses. Ilgaz leaves with Nil, and Jayleen, attentively observing, sees this. With a smile, Nil suggests to Ilgaz that they go to a cozy cafe in the evening, but he firmly declines the offer. Jayleen spends time by the pool, and it's apparent that she is going through intense emotional turmoil. Ilgaz returns home. During a family dinner, Ilgaz learns that Sinner is in financial trouble and can't afford the engagement party as the number of guests is unexpectedly increasing. Aaron and his daughter visit the woman he has been seeing for 2 years. For the first time, Tugs meets this woman who is, in fact, her stepmother. Ilgaz enters the children's room and picks up a plush toy. His eyes are full of concerns and sorrow. Then he puts this toy next to the bed and weeps, painfully looking at it. Meanwhile, Jayleen picks up a leaf from Eileen, although the little girl has already fallen asleep deeply. Osman doesn't like that Jayleen doesn't let the child sleep peacefully. Jayleen brings a leaf home and lies down next to her, holding her tightly. The next bright morning, Ilgaz and Jayleen meet at the prosecutor's office, and they both go to the chief prosecutor. Ilgaz asks the chief prosecutor to assign him Jayleen's new case. The chief prosecutor decides differently. He orders Jayleen and Ilgaz to investigate the 2 cases together and accepts no objections. A new character appears in the series, a young prosecutor, F, who has kleptomania. Parla informs Sinner that the number of guests at the engagement will increase. All charges are dropped against Metin, and now he can return to his police work. Metin thanks Jayleen for restoring his honor. Aaron informs Jayleen and Ilgaz that the investigation has revealed that the murdered boy worked at the hotel on the day of the girl's death. Now it's clear that both deaths are connected. Sinur is informed that his loan was not approved due to a poor credit history. He goes to his boss, who is Osman, to ask for his salary in advance. Osman, knowing Sinur's situation, gives him enough money to pay for the engagement. He wants his daughter's engagement to be unclouded. Then, from a conversation between Osman and his old friend, we learn that Osman is not too happy that Parla is planning to marry Sinur. Jayleen and Ilgaz find the place in the hotel where the boy found in the box was killed. Jayleen decides to check the hotel camera recordings and finds out that there are no recordings, as Ilgaz took the hard drive earlier in the day before the boy's death to review recordings related to his case. Jayleen accuses Ilgaz of unprofessionalism. In fact, a new hard drive was installed, and the crafty Nil took the recordings. The experienced Yekta strongly advises Nil to act more cautiously, as the persistent Ilgaz and Jayleen can quickly track her down. Lakin has finished her book, and a popular producer wants to make a film based on it. Yekta is actively involved in these critical negotiations, and, seeing the producer obviously showing signs of interest in Lakin, jealousy awakens in Yekta. Jayleen asks the resourceful Tuksh to review all the videos from social networks that hotel guests have posted in recent days. Nil makes a lot of effort to get closer to Ilgaz and brings him lunch, but the prosecutor politely refuses. Meanwhile, Eileen wants to clarify whether Jayleen will attend the solemn engagement, and from Jayleen's response, it's clear that she categorically does not wish to appear at this event. Gul secretly meets with Metin and gifts him an elegant tie. Sweet Alif persuades Jayleen to come to Parla's engagement. After all the ups and downs, Metin returns to work, where he is welcomed with celebration. Jayleen receives information from Yekta that Ilgaz is going to take statements from Riza again, and she is unhappy that Ilgaz did not deign to inform her about it. During the interrogation, Ilgaz tries to pressure Riza to get truthful statements, but Riza stubbornly denies everything. The vigilant Jayleen notices that Nil becomes nervous when the conversation turns to the tragically deceased hotel worker. Jayleen learns that Nil will attend the engagement, and she firmly decides to skip this event. Tuksh finds a video that could radically change the course of the investigation and immediately informs Jayleen. The time of the luxurious engagement arrives, all the invited guests begin to gather. Nil also makes her appearance at this festive event along with Ilgaz. Ilgaz's relatives are not entirely happy to see her, as she was not officially invited. Ilgaz gives Alif a beautiful gift, and the little girl joyfully accepts it. Jayleen unexpectedly arrives at the celebration, not alone, but with the police. She decisively bursts into the celebration and arrests Nil in front of everyone on suspicion of murdering the hotel worker. Everyone around is shocked by what is happening. Soon, the police take Nil away. Ilgaz is the most furious of all. He drags Jayleen to the kitchen for a serious conversation. Ilgaz demands explanations from Jayleen, and she informs him that she has a video recording confirming that Nil was at the scene of the hotel worker's murder at the time of the crime. Ilgaz begins to reproach Jayleen for her insensitivity and that she could have conducted the arrest after the celebration, not spoiling the celebration for all the guests. A heated argument begins between the persistent Jayleen and the angered Ilgaz. We are shown the moment when Ilgaz suddenly appears before a bewildered Jayleen after meticulously staging his own death. Ilgaz explains to Jayleen that all this was conceived with a specific purpose so that Turgut could receive funds for the treatment of his sick daughter. Jayleen struggles to find the strength within herself to forgive Ilgaz. Then Ilgaz finds out that Jayleen is expecting a child, and he is literally overwhelmed with happiness. They attend an ultrasound session together and learn that they will have a little daughter. After this, the caring Ilgaz begins repairs in the future child's room. Next, during a tense court hearing, Jayleen starts having contractions, and Aaron, along with Ilgaz, rush her to the hospital. Ilgaz is present during childbirth along with Jayleen, and they have a wonderful daughter. The series takes us back to the moment of the heated discussion in the kitchen. Ilgaz and Jayleen hear quiet crying. It's little Elif crying. She was hiding under the table in the kitchen and heard the entire argument. Jayleen wishes to hug her, but Elif states that she wants her mom. A concerned Eileen enters the kitchen, and Elif rushes to her, calling her mom. For all viewers, it becomes clear that Elif is not the daughter of Ilgaz and Jayleen. In the next thrilling episode, we are promised to be shown exactly what happened to Ilgaz and Jayleen's daughter named Merjan, and where she could have disappeared to.